Got it in my Discord, or in the Discord, not my Discord. It's our Discord here. Yeah.
Dude, Jamie's Discord, everybody's Discord.
Anyway, all right. Well, let's do the intros and let's do the intro and our intros and let's get back into it because that was a good conversation to have. We got a little ahead of ourselves. We were just like, fuck it, go, and then we didn't realize like, wait a minute, we're not even live. Well, I was, but like I didn't think about it like that. It was I was doing it so my stream gets all the juicy talking points.
Intro, everybody. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Austin, take us in.
And show your video. I don't see you guys' video. Are you guys sharing?
I'm up. We're all up.
Yes.
I see all of you.
I don't see any of you guys. Hold on. Oh, now it goes. There it goes. Okay. It was just being stupid.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thunderdome.
That's way too long. I liked it though.
Yeah, that was good. That was perfect. That's how every intro should be. They're
Way
all
too
supposed to be
long.
like that.
Thank y'all.
Yes.
Gotta keep it spicy. What's up, Al? How's it going? Welcome to our Thunderdome Podcast.
Anyway, well,
Hello,
every
everybody.
intro should be that way.
Episode
Anyway,
20
so-
Thunderdome Podcast. I mean, 21. Sorry. Not
21. How dare
21.
you? Anyway,
21? I'm
yes,
Lord of the Rings.
21. I am Donut081893.
I am just in time for TV.
I'm Radio Kid.
With the
93.
most delayed reaction ever.
Yeah, I was gonna have Mac.
Sorry, I was right in the middle of a shot for Rocket League.
Focused.
I was super focused. I just enjoying my games. And would you like a pudding pop? Ha ha!
What voice was that?
It's supposed to be a Bill Cosby, but you know, it's okay. Just take this medicine, you'll feel better.
About pudding pops. What the fuck? Yours was like you're trying to be like, who's the Asian comedian that just shouts all the time? Well, every time, even when he's just talking about regular shit.
I have no
That's
idea.
what I'm talking about.
No.
He's done a bunch of stuff in Family Guy. He was in a Comedy Central roast, maybe more than one. I don't know. I didn't watch after a few of them, but
It's okay, Neil. Or Donut.
yeah,
We
I don't care what
understand.
the name you call me. By now, everyone knows who we are. If
Yes,
they watch,
by now
they know.
who our names are and our identities. Just kidding.
All right, did you post it in different Discords? Get people in here. Do we have viewers yet?
Justin does. I have one viewer.
Oh,
One of my regular viewers.
Aw.
I think it's still in here.
Oh,
All right, let's get our
He
show
likes
on the
touching
road.
you.
What?
What?
well,
All right, I can't lose this game now.
yeah. So before the show, well, before we all went live, if my stream still manages to go all the way up past 20 minutes and it actually gets posted to Twitch, you'll be able to see it on Twitch at least.
Discussion topic is
But-
shootings, whether or not it's a gun
yeah.
problem or a healthcare problem.
Yeah, me and Matt were actually having a really good talk before that, and I'm sorry for the delayed reaction.
God.
I'm a little baked right now.
He did a wake and bake for whatever reason.
I did a wake and bake, and I got nothing going on today, man.
One of those lazy Sundays.
I got shit going on today, but
We cleaned
sitting
our entire
around-
house yesterday. It's
Nice.
it's spick and span. Well, we got like a fly infestation sort of.
Oh,
So
We were like, fuck, we need to clean everything. But it's all good now. Most of them are dead.
that's good.
We did a lot of swatting with newspapers.
Who's
My
dead?
dogs are like, all the flies.
Oh, okay.
Them dirty,
Yeah, I did-
dirty flies.
I did fuck all this. I mean, literally did fuck all this weekend. Did nothing but work this week. So, just like, it is what it is. I'm just coming home being a fucking potato sack and just hitting the couch.
You're one big potato sack.
I really am. I am a baked potato, really. See what I did there? See what I did there?
Hilarious.
Yeah, I thought so.
Nah.
I'm gonna get some more coffee, actually. Because weed and coffee is a wonderful combination.
There you go. There's the punchline. Say what you're drinking, or you want to wait?
I will. So no alcoholism sponsor of the day. But we're gonna have a coffee sponsor of the day, which is Grounds and Hounds Coffee.
And we'll have a cereal sponsor. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh shit!
Get it while it's fucking
Not
sticking
a
to your
sponsor.
tongue.
It's a shout out. We don't
Yeah, there
actually
you go.
sponsor. It's a shout out.
That would be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome if we were getting sponsored by like coffee business.
Would you like some Cheerios with that? Oh my god!
Well, thank you, Harold. Of course I would.
I'll give you some of my Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh boy.
All
No,
right,
thank
just
you.
went there. Had to go there. I had to do that.
I'll pour some honey on your nut. Oh gosh. Yeah, I can hear you stirring that. Are you liking a black in there?
Huh?
What?
What?
The coffee.
What about it?
You drinking a black? Are you doing a little cream in there?
Little International Delight. What's it?
French.
Like a
French cream.
chocolate caramel creamer.
Ooh.
Oh, that's good. It makes it really tasty. So I can slam like four cups of this and overload my shit with caffeine.
Who fucking drinks 4 cups of coffee? I barely drink once a week.
I barely drink any.
What's wrong? How do you people function?
It's called having a life.
Okay.
Managing my time, being organized, detail-oriented. What the fuck kind of answer you want? I got it.
Listen, Matt, I need you to stop attacking me, okay?
Hey, if I can't attack you, then what the fuck is this on for?
Why do we do this? We don't do it for any reason but to shit on each other.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Austin, you're starting to look a little bit like a beetle there, you know, with your hair.
Does this say
It's all
Bieber?
getting wavy. Oh
Like
yeah,
early
Bieber too.
Bieber. Early Bieber.
13-year-old
though, not
Bieber.
Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
No,
Yeah,
that's not what
Bieber.
I'm trying to do.
Bieber hair. Well, it's not
This is
blonde,
not-
so it's not exactly Bieber hair, but the
Yes,
style
it's
is.
not Justin Bieber hair.
Did
This is
you
my
take your
hair
finger?
and-
Did you take your finger
Well-
and lick it and then go?
No, it's just how it curls.
It just curls naturally. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Remember when
my
we
mom
were-
has curly hair.
Remember when we were younger and people thought that was actually like something to try and pull off?
Oh, try to do
Like-
the lick and then the stick.
No, the Bieber hair. Like when we were kids, because he's our
yeah.
age. He's our age, so like this was something that like people our age were doing.
Yeah, that was a little creepy.
It was a little creepy. Well, I mean, the fact that like people were doing it like because they thought like, oh, that's what girls think is attractive when you're like 13.
I mean, he's
I mean,
definitely.
thankfully it's when you're 13, so it doesn't really count. I mean, like
He's-
anything before 15 doesn't really count. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's kind of like Post Malone.
What about
you
him?
know, well, I mean, he was a pretty good-looking guy, and then he fucked up and just put too many tattoos on him. Same thing
Yeah.
with Justin Bieber. He fucked up. I don't know what the fuck he did. He grew too long of hair. Jesus, he
Kinda like
looks like
dreads.
yeah.
Oh, no, now
But then he
keeps
shaved
doesn't
it
he,
off,
like-
I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't he like keep it like faded or something, or he keeps it relatively short cut now? And he fucking
Now he
has
cut
a
it,
bunch of
yeah.
But now he has tattoos everywhere because he's like, I'm gonna get a bunch of tattoos.
Hey, I want you to see this.
What? Ha
It's tea, fucker.
Nice.
just
Tea-
just
tea is
wanted
for-
to rub that in front of you there.
T is for bitches.
It's Earl
Only-
Grey,
oh.
so you know.
Tea's
I'm
good,
kidding.
good thing.
Tea's not
I mean,
bad.
Tea's not bad.
I
for you.
drink tea every now
Coffee
and then.
is,
It's not my go-to.
But I'd still drink coffee though. Not every day.
Yeah.
What kind of coffee do you drink, Austin?
I mean, just whatever was at work. I guess it's coffee.
King's
something, I
Cake?
guess, maybe Coffee Mate or something.
Coffee. Dude, I could just see this kittens running around your room, How many cats
Yeah.
did you guys end up getting? Just 2?
5.
Just 2. No.
5?
No, I'm kidding.
Just 2.
Just 2.
Just 2?
Yeah.
Man, they're active little pussies.
Yes, they woke me up at 4:45 this morning, running around on top of my bed, basically on me and jumping up.
It's
and
better that they're
whatnot.
playing with each other than just hissing and growling and actually
and,
fighting.
and avoiding each other. That's
But they're
at least
actually
they're
just playing.
But that's what we wanted.
Are
because
they
of-
from the same litter or no?
No.
No.
Are they same age?
Yes.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
Sally, the orange and black one's about a week or a couple, 2 weeks older,
Okay.
but they're both 2 months old still.
Yeah. But I think they've been growing pretty quickly. Growing.
They eat together pretty much, and that's what matters. They eat. They know where the litter boxes are, so they're good.
Okay.
And
Well,
they
did
like to play.
everybody get their Wheaties this morning?
I did. Hey.
I took
Well,
my
Neil
vitamins.
did.
Yeah.
I didn't say. I said Wheaties, not Wheaties.
I don't know. Anybody who saw that, see how I said it the first time, on the playback. I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna comment on both of y'all that I'll send Justin a post that fucking YouTube. I'm gonna comment on both channels. Told you. It's pretty early on, so it won't take
Just
long.
water.
Once I see it, I'm gonna close it out. My God, we're done here. Oh my goodness. But yes,
alright.
I did. I've had my coffee and
I like French vanilla coffee.
French vanilla's not bad.
French vanilla is my favorite coffee.
It's okay. The cat's a big
Anyway,
show.
so how was y'all's weeks?
It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
love my job.
Easy,
it's-
slow.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not. I guess it's not super easy, but it's definitely it's consistent, and that's
Anybody-
what I like. It becomes easy because of the consistency. I love consistency, and I love
Pause.
things staying the same.
Pause.
What?
Oh, I love that I could see the 2 kittens in the back of Austin's screen, and like, one was up on the bed, and like, the other one grabbed, was like, "Not today, bitch!" and just pulled her down, and they started fighting.
They're gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
the star of the show today.
They are. It's okay.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean, Dixon. I would say Dixon could be, but he just sits around being a potato and doing nothing.
Hold on.
We were having a really wonderful discussion before the show about problems with shootings in the country, and if it's a gun control versus like healthcare, mental health control. I want to say health control, healthcare availability, and mental health availability.
Well,
Right.
so the problem, and the biggest problem, is you can't say anything about your mental health without it extremely hurting your like if you want to have life insurance
Right.
or something, and it's so fucked up.
Yeah, I mean the thing that I think about when I think of that is all the guys in the military that have legitimate PTSD or have like, something wrong with them, even if it's just something like, well, I don't sleep well. It's like, oh, you have insomnia. Like they'll be like, he's erratic. Like, yo, chill. Like that's just not just military people and veterans, but like everybody in general. Like I don't know. I know plenty of people that have shitty sleeping habits that, everyone from fucking people that work in restaurants to teachers. Everyone's gonna have some sleeping problems at some point. No one
Everyone's
always
different.
sleeps perfectly. Yeah, but
I mean, I don't get like a
That's what I'm
consistent
saying,
amount of
it's like
sleep.
they-
I just I wake up every
there
like
has to be consideration to like
every couple
when
hours.
But what I'm saying is when you do this gun control thing, so if you do a psych test, right? Because we were talking about psych tests and what a psych test would entail. And I'm kind of curious as what the psych test would entail. But it can't just be you have if you do have a mental issue, like you're a veteran with PTSD or you're a cop with PTSD or you know what I mean, like anybody who's in public service or military service that has these issues. I mean, if you have PTSD, but it's like, okay, well, do you go to therapy? Like, they shouldn't. I don't know. Like, there'd be a debate on how much they should be able to connect. But if it was through a mental health thing, I mean, they can put it in. If it's a medical thing, it can go into your medical file, and then your doctor. I mean, like, I know doctors talk to each other. I know, well, they did in the military. I don't know how much of the thing that is civilian side. If doctors, like different healthcare groups, whether if they work in tandem, like or not communicate with each other like medical information. Like let's say like if you have a physician who recommends a surgery, and then you have to go to another specialist for it. They obviously openly share medical information as needed.
Oh, absolutely.
So in the same sense, though, would you have like a mental health kind of? You have to have. I think you should revise the entirety of the mental health component within the healthcare system because it needs. I think it needs to be its own thing.
Right, but the
Yeah.
problem is a lot of people nowadays, the scare is death, obviously.
Yeah, well,
if
I
I
don't think
die,
anybody-
I got these
yeah.
kids. I got these kids, for instance, and I don't know how many of these people actually have kids or not that are going out and shooting people, but they might be trying to do a life insurance policy. So if you have any kind of like suicidal thoughts or anything that is negative or perceived as bad, they can turn you down so fast. And so that is one thing why people don't like talking about their mental health. Secondly, it does get shared, and if it needed to be, it could be subpoenaed. That's the bad part. Is that it's never your information that you share is never private, even if you want it to be. They're like, if you go talk to a therapist or something, it's never private. So why would you want to share your mental health with somebody if it's never private, which is stupid.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
it should not, no matter what the situation should be shared with anybody for any reason. And I know that's it's stupid because obviously there's probably serial killers that talk to therapists, and you need sometimes you need to subpoena their things. But I'm like, it's like I get it. Find another way. Like nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to create a perfect, crime scene. I feel like, we're so set on trying to find the easiest way to solve issues that we don't try to find the little details in between things to be able to fix things. So, and it's a good problem. It's a good point for mental health when it comes to shooting. When somebody decides to go shoot somebody, clearly it's got to be one of two things typically. They're say, fuck life, fuck everybody, I'm done. Or I have a want and need to go kill somebody, which is usually a psychopathy, which is sociopath or a psychopath. Which I don't believe we have that many. People will say it's like, well, there's a lot of psychopaths and sociopaths. Well, I mean, you create them by, the things that happen to people throughout their earlier years. And then the other one is typically fuck life, is like you got put down like a lot of stress, and then it's like you lost your job, somebody fucked your girlfriend, you lost all your money, the bank seized your fucking house. At that point, you're like, well, fuck life, and it's and that's a monitoring thing, if that makes any sense. So I don't believe in the necessarily believing that guns are the problem. It's just not monitoring people and into what their life is about. So, for instance, it's like, okay, tell me about your past. So, one of the screenings to get a gun is like, tell me about your past. Where'd you grow up? Oh, I grew up in a single household. Okay, so what happened to your other one? Oh, they went away. Okay, well, we're gonna need some more background. And don't get me wrong, this is really fucked up. But a lot of people that grow up with a single parent tend to have issues.
I can agree with that.
But it's to dig into. And then another one is like rich parents that aren't there. It's like, did you have a healthy relationship with your parents? Were they there for you? Were they? Did you do normal things with them? That's like another sign. And then on top of it, you have the stress test. On top of that, okay, if this, and this had happened to you, what would you do? It's just a simple question. Like, okay, if the bank came and seized your house and you lost your job in the same day, what would you do? And all you have to do is look for a logical answer. It's like, well, I guess I'd probably move back to my parents. Probably what I would do. And then, that's probably the answer. And then try searching for a job and press the restart button. I'm not going to just go and hurt somebody else. And then
Well, see, that's because you're a normal person.
But,
Oh,
but,
relatively normal. You're kind
but
of a
that's what I'm
fucking
saying.
weirdo,
It's a stress question because
Right,
you
no,
can,
I agree.
You can, and you're not going to not. This is the part. You're not going to deny anybody. You're not going to deny anybody getting a gun. What you do is you put a flag on them. So you have a green flag, like we did a psych eval on this person. We don't think they need to be monitored or watched or in any way. You put a yellow flag. This person could become a problem, and the red flag's like we allow this person because it's their legal right, but we need to fucking watch this person. And by watch this person, we're going to watch their financials. We're going to watch, make sure that they're holding a job. And that's fucked up. It's fucked up, but it's an NSA. It's an NSA thing. And
it is an NSA thing. Like, I would rather not. I'd rather find a way to do that without giving so much observational control to the fucking government.
They
Whether
already
it's a
have
state or federal
observational
government.
control.
I know they do. I'm aware they do, but like, why are we giving them any more? Like, we shouldn't be just saying, well, they already have it, so let's give them more. Like, no. I don't know about that one.
That's it though. You don't have I mean, obviously privacy is the key when it comes to Republicans, and I don't know what you and Austin and Justin, what do you guys think on this?
I mean,
but I think if I'm gonna give a gun to somebody and you answer a bunch of questions and they say, yeah, I'd probably go kill somebody, and you didn't do fucking something about that, I mean, really?
if they tell you they're gonna go kill somebody, then yeah, no fucking shit. You don't give them a goddamn weapon.
There's signs though, and that's what I'm saying is, I mean, obviously anybody can lie, and that probably will happen.
Yeah, anybody can lie. The psychopaths are really good at fucking lying, dude.
Well, absolutely.
You have to think about
course.
that. And
Yeah.
sociopaths.
Yeah.
Like,
But
that's not a thing you're good at without being a little fucked in the head.
But that's what called validating information and verifying it. Going and take their questions and going like, okay, how much of this is true? Did they have two parents? Yes, they did. Okay, sweet. Did they live with both of them, like they said, for their entire childhood? Yes, they did. Did they go on regular vacations? Fucking go look up their financials. I mean, I get that this is fucking, but in order in this day and age to be able to get a gun, you're gonna have to give up a little privacy, and I think, and once that screening's gone, I fucking say they trash it.
Over here, like grumbles and libertarian.
I know. But if you had a screening process, and by screening I mean everybody still gets a gun, it's just who gets watched and who doesn't. You'd like for a person that's a sociopath or psychopath being watched. Obviously, it shouldn't be an issue if you're not one. That's what I'm saying. If you're a law-abiding citizen, there's not going to be a fucking problem. And if you happen to go on a rampage because somebody fucked your wife, they're not going to know, but it's like, look, it was extenuating circumstances. I'm pretty sure this guy would have chopped off his balls with a hatchet. He didn't need a gun. He'd just fucking done it. So,
yeah.
But Austin, Justin, I want to hear from you guys on this.
Well, I mean, I still like that they do background checks whenever you're trying to get a weapon. And if somebody does tell you straight up that they're going to go kill somebody, then yeah, they should do something. That other person that hears that should do something right away. And because you don't want anything bad to happen, of course. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. But, yeah, Justin.
I wish that they can. I mean, I don't know if lie detectors would work, but I mean, like, bring in like the FBI or something, and like, I don't know, something.
Do a really good thorough background check.
Because I know that,
especially like with the financial records as well. To what Matt was saying about how whenever they go out to, if they go on vacation and stuff like that.
Yeah, and what do you call it?
I saw that.
I hit my head. Ow.
Go.
Are you all right there, buddy?
Yes, I'm good. I'm just thinking. So they don't. So I know some states now don't do background checks. I think we're one that doesn't do background checks.
Well, so my whole thing is libertarian as fuck, because I don't think that, like, the government, I don't think the government needs to know all this stuff. I mean, I think we've kind of established that if somebody wants to kill somebody, they're going to fucking do it. It might be because they're mentally unwell. It might be a crime of passion. Who really knows? But at the end of the day, once it's already done, it doesn't really fucking matter. I mean, I guess in some ways I like that there's like, I mean, you do a background check, and if you're not a criminal, so for people who don't know, here's what the background check consists of, because I own some guns and I've done this more than once. Basically, it's just a base level background check. Do you have any felonies? Do you have any do you have a criminal rap sheet?
Just
do you have
criminal
any,
stuff, pretty much.
Well,
But
there could be. I mean, like in those background checks, if you had like if you'd have to find a way to like get them in tandem where you have if the way you're saying is you'd have to have mental health checks as part of buying the gun. If you want to do that and you want to universalize the healthcare system, right, by however means, then part of a universal healthcare check should be like a biannual fucking mental health evaluation. That's part of your like, you get like an annual checkup. Or
yeah,
you get like a
should get
routine checkup with your doctor.
You should do a mental health check.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There should be one either annually or biannually. So once or twice a year, you take like every 6 months to 12 months, you take a fucking little mental health battery. And I mean, like if you're actively seeking counseling, you'll get more, and that'll be folded in. It'll be a way where it's melded into your current mental health plan.
This would be the fucked up part. Is I'd probably start people at the age of 30, so 30 and down, so all the way down to the age of 15. So right now, if we make a universalized,
what do you mean when you say from 15 to 30? That's what I'm like. What are you talking about?
Age you'd start doing them would be 15, because I feel like 15 is just a reasonable age. You're gonna be able to start driving a car.
Yeah. So you're also a teenager. You're going through all your puberty bullshit.
Hormones, yeah.
Yeah.
Hormones are going out the roof. And then, all the way up to 30, and then you continue until the age of 50. Now, after the age of 50, typically, I feel like everything's set in stone after 50. Maybe earlier than that, but once you hit 50, if you haven't done something crazy, you don't see very many old people doing these shootings.
Not necessarily.
No.
Yeah, you're right. Not shooting. But hey, look, it was Killdozer Day the other day. Marvin Heermeyer, or how do you say his name? I don't have it in front of me. But so the story of Killdozer is like an old libertarian folktale, and I love it. Basically, he was like in his 40s or 50s. He was up there. When I say up there, but he was older than he wasn't. He was in this like gray area between being old and young. But he hold a whole thing where he had it was like an auto shop or a garage or I don't know, some sort of like mechanics fucking garage that he had. And so he was trying to, like, I guess what the city did was they just built a big fucking structure right in front of his building where people can't really even get in there anymore. And so he was like, he was willing to do all the work to accommodate the city. Like, I will make it this way so y'all can still do this. Just let me have like my business. Don't take up the street. They said, no, fuck you. He even bought like a bulldozer, all the construction stuff he needed to do this project, and pretty much like they said fuck you, so left him bankrupt. So over like the next 3 weeks or 3 months or something, he fucking started welding thick bits of steel to this fucking bulldozer, made a bulletproof glass, pretty much turned this thing into a tank, and started fucking up the business that fucked up his life, like the one that built right in front of his business. He went after the government buildings too, and I was like, listen, when you go after the source, eventually, like he surrendered. And I think he either took his own life or something. Yeah, he took his own life he killed himself inside the bulldozer. But the reason why is because he like his thing got stuck inside one of the buildings, and it's a perfect example of the government pushing too much on civilian rights. And just saying, no, fuck you. Because we're the government and you're one guy. We don't care. Like, yeah, they can do that because they're the federal government, but they shouldn't be doing that. They absolutely should never be doing that. That's fucked up. Like, they don't care that you're the government. Like, you shouldn't be doing that shit. So, that's just something to think of. Anytime, the only reason I bring that up is because anytime we start to infringe on rights, people will do some other crazy shit. They'll they'll stop giving a fuck. Like, you're gonna push people to do some crazy stuff if you keep shitting on them like that.
Yeah, not everybody's the same. Everyone's different mentally.
Yep. So that's my bit on that. But I don't think we need to be making like, so when you say background checks, the idea is that you're doing now would be like universal background checks. I don't know how I feel about that, because that means you have to have everyone who has a gun registered in some sort of database. And I'm just like,
I don't care about the gun. I only care about the person.
Yeah, but I still don't know. Like, I understand it in some capacity. Like, if it was a universalized thing, and they could just pull, instead of having to do a brand new one to buy the gun, like, let's say you had a mental health check on file as part of your plan, and they could pull that up and just just see the doctor's notes, where it's like there would be a portion where the doctor would say, like, is fit to own, is fit for whatever, or is not fit. Like, would really only say something.
I didn't
like,
say
is not
anything about
mentally fit.
that. I didn't say anything about that.
No,
You're
that's
adding that portion.
I am adding that. I'm
That's
saying
not-
they should just. So what I'm saying is, if I took your idea, but I would just tweak it a little bit.
You're suggesting the fact that by monitoring, that all of a sudden the government's going to decide to start taking action. That is not the personally. This is not the United States that I know. We don't take action in the United States. We wait and react. So monitoring is all about just watching the people. And then you have to agree. When have we ever taken action? We don't. We react to certain things. So
Right.
if we do this and we it gives the profile, because it's basically set in stones. Like, yes, this person just shot this person, and we knew it was a possibility. Now we can put them in jail. Easy, done. And instead of that, you put it on a mental thing and say, hey, okay, well, you decided to do this. Well, guess what? Now we'll take you out back. And we'll shoot you too.
What I'm getting at is, once you start relinquishing more and more control to government, it never ends well.
We always have.
I think we should stop. We should roll some of that back.
It's impossible. We don't have
I know
a democracy
it's
anymore.
impossible. In its current sitting state, it's impossible. It's impossible to roll back the state where we're at right now. You would legitimately have to like take over. It's not going to happen. You would legitimately have to take over the government. And I'm not saying to do that. By the way, this is not a means to incite any sort of coup or insurrection. This is not what I'm getting at. You would have to either, by the long-term process, vote in new people, vote out the old people, vote in new people that will actually pass legislation you want, that won't be bought by fucking corporations, that will actually make meaningful change within the government. I think we add too many laws. We never take out laws that are stupid and outdated, or they don't have any. There's no reason to have them. That was just a further means of control to say this is how we're going to further govern the citizenry. But basically what I'm saying, I think that the government should be as small as it needs to be. So if you were to do this, I would say it should be done at the state level. I don't like the idea of giving the federal government any more things. Yes, to the federal government, but we do not need to be making them all powerful. We do not need to be giving them like carte blanche to run roughshod over every aspect of people's lives, to know everything. Like, they don't need to know everything. Like, the federal government does not need to know everything. Crime will still exist because it exists in these places where we already have as much control as we possibly can. That was one thing I made before we went live when we were talking about this, is we only talk about these shootings when they're in a place like Austin, Texas, where it doesn't really happen too often. I think, like, obviously it's worth reporting because it's a horrible thing. It's very shocking, and it's going to get people to read it. Like, holy shit, that happened.
But by the way, in the Austin shooting, nobody has died. And there
Really?
was
No one died?
3 more shootings after that, and nobody had died.
So
they're all
people
injuries. There's two people are in critical condition as of Saturday night, but there are no deaths yet. So
I think
Which is
I don't
a
know.
good
I don't know
thing.
what. Yeah,
Hopefully
there's no
they
death, so that's
recover
good. But
quickly.
why are people just? Why is it literally the meme where people? It's like being citizens of Austin. And so anyway, I started blasting.
Well, then the crazy part is that after that shooting, around that same time, I guess there was 2 other shootings.
Yeah. Well, it's just gonna.
but they were
problem
both
is they're gonna
injured
be
too, so
politicized.
there was no.
Yeah.
There
There's
was
no deaths.
Yeah. I
It's
get
just
it.
crazy
It's like,
still. I mean, it's just never ending.
Yeah.
And it won't, as long as we have a population and people don't feel like control of their lives. I mean, we don't in a time and place where technology is king and you have social media everywhere, our mental health has been at an all-time low, and we're just coming out of COVID, and I really think people need sports. Well, what was the biggest thing that kept, in my opinion, the biggest thing that kept people's mental health, healthy is thinking about sports. Obviously, it's something to get angry at. It's something to be happy with. Obviously, a lot of people think sports are stupid, but it's like, look, it's stupid, but you get into it, so that way you have somewhere to put your anger, somewhere to put your faith and your hope. And it's the whole point is to be able to put yourself into some situation or, that doesn't involve something bad. So if you're putting all of your love and happiness and your hate into a sport, well, you're not going to put it into somebody that you want to kill. And I mean, that's just a logical explanation from a person that doesn't know anything about psychology. It's just, you just think about it. Like, if you put something in your heart and soul into something, you're not going to think about all the other things that are bad are going on. I mean, do you guys constantly think about everything that's bad going on if you're during football season?
No.
No.
They don't talk about it when sports are on. You drink beer and watch the game and shut up. You
And you get mad if your team loses.
You talk shit on professional athletes. Like,
or if a bad call is made.
Yeah. I would agree, though. No, I agree. But are we talking about playing sports? Or like, we're talking about playing sports, like not just being into sports. Like, I like soccer, but I never played soccer. I think people should play sports. Like, I'm 100% with you. We need to bring sports back to, like, we need to make it important again. Yeah, for high school, even back down to high schools. Yes. High schools were big on sports, especially like in the South and in Texas, man. High school football was fucking huge down there.
Well, you get to the part where it's like CTE is a big problem, and I was like, look,
I would agree with that.
I get it. You hit your head too many times, you're gonna fucking start having problems. But
I wasn't going into the CTE necessarily, but I was talking about how like sports are a big thing.
Right.
Sports, gathering, watching people play sports, the athletes get to play sports. It's good for them. It's good for the people. It's sort of a community thing. And sports should be huge like that all the time. People should be like, hey, do you want to go see, there's like that's something that people should want to do. Like, hey, there's this team, whatever, playing this sport, whatever sport, doesn't matter. Do you want to go see it? And people would be like stoked to go see it. And also, but that should also be a thing with like people playing sports, because like doing sports is for a child's health is good.
Absolutely, it
Like,
teaches you to be a part of the team. It's good for an adult too. It's good for everybody.
Yeah, that's why I advocate people like staying active. At least like if you're gonna do something, I think as an adult, you should be doing martial arts. That's just me. I would always recommend jiu-jitsu to anybody, and if you're not good at jiu-jitsu, I'd recommend like I don't know, like just try to train martial arts and find one that you enjoy. I would say find one that's practical, but find one that you enjoy, that works for you, that makes you feel better. Or I mean, Ian and his dad, they play like hockey every now and then. They still play hockey. I don't know how old. Ian's dad's not that old, but his parents are relatively young compared to like my parents. But I mean, they still play sports, so I would agree. Like, people need something like I think people just need a physical outlet more than anything. I mean, they need a physical outlet, but they need one they're invested in. But I think, part of that, it helps people's mental health because it gives them something to work towards. It gives them something to do, especially if it's team sports. It's a social thing. Like jiu-jitsu is not a team sport, but like you just hang out, you chat with the guys. Like after you just simulated murder on your buddy, you're gonna talk to him for a bit. You're gonna be like, hey, what's up, dude? And then you're gonna talk about life, and then you're gonna roll again, try to kill each other and pull each other's limbs off, and then you're gonna be best buddies. So,
I love that's how we make friends.
That's how I make friends. I simulate murder. We do murder yoga, and then we talk about life. Well,
just do
what
works,
you
I guess. Like art,
my first
music,
gym, we would like
anything really that comes to mind.
Yeah, but like I think doing that is one thing, and I mean, while we're on this topic, I wanted to say like what are y'all's opinions on some sort of like nationalized public service type of thing, and not military? Before I say anything, not military, does not have to be the military, but something that like you do for a few years, anywhere from 1 to 5 years, and if you choose to extend, then do it. But you have to do X amount of years of service. I would say at least 2 years, 2 to 5 years of some sort of federalized or nationalized service, where it's not necessarily like a federal government program for expansion. It's meant to help people expand. So, giving them jobs, or some sort of, and I would even go not just jobs where it's like public service, but because I would say that can extend to anything from like firefighting, doing EMS work, law enforcement, and not like being a beat cop. You don't have to be like a beat cop, but you can do something within like the law enforcement community. If you wanted to be military, it could be military. I would say education's a big one, but like social working is a good one. Like something where you actually give a bit of yourself to this thing that you want to do, or see if you want to do. And like that's why I say like it would extend beyond just those 2 years. If you wanted to do another federalized public service thing, but you weren't like, maybe your first one, like you wanted to do education, but you didn't like it, like nah. Let's say you want to do like firefighting or EMS, and you could still do it up until a certain age. I would say from like 18 to 25, if you want to enter into these programs, they would give you, where I would even say possibly to 30. It's not like 2 years is mandatory, but after that, they would still be available to you to like hook you back up with another job or another job opportunity, like, you know, like stuff like that, or job training, to give you more of a chance at surviving in the civilian world, in the job market, so that you can actually make it in life and not have to worry about like too much. So long as you can work and are willing to work, you can do this. But as well as like, I think it just gives people skin in the game. You know what I mean? People go through and they have nothing invested in their community or even this country in general. And I think if people had something that they would do that would give them some skin in the game of their community and actually give a shit, I think we would be in a lot better place socially. We wouldn't be disagreeing as much, and we would be having more open, candid conversations like these.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Without the emotional, I hate you, Orange Man bad, or like
Orange Man bad?
Or the other side, you know, hating on fucking liberals for whatever reason. Because like, there's too many identifying labels that people will flock to, and we're seeing a lot of it now in our politics, but also our social aspects of our lives as well. People won't even hang out with people that like think politically different than them sometimes, and it's weird. Like, I can understand you're very passionate about certain things that have to do with politics, but I would also say that like it's too much of tribal politics. And I wanted to talk about this too, is like, I want to get to a point, if we're going to be big in our politics, here's what I want our politics to be. So like the thing recently that happened with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's, her grandmother, her abuela, and Puerto Rico. Because they had that hurricane, or that storm that hit, whatever it was. I don't know too much about it, honestly. I heard about it and I was like, oh, that sucks, but Puerto Rico's an island. They get smacked by hurricanes all the time. So her like house was in shambles and all this other shit, and so she's like, I don't know what it was. Someone could fact check me on this, but she basically made a big deal about how like we're not doing enough to help, you know, people in Puerto Rico, like her grandmother, or maybe even specifically her grandmother, because her grandmother's house actually got fucked up. So what happened was a bunch of conservatives, Ben Shapiro, I think Matt Walsh, a few others, started like donating money. Like Ben Shapiro donated something like $500. Like they, not all at once, but he said he was $499 because it was the average payment of a Tesla, that AOC was willing to spend her money on the Tesla but not to fix her grandmother's house. I was like, damn. But like, here's what would be funny is if something horrible happens, or they're doing they have an issue where they're trying to get money for, instead of making it like we're gonna make the federal government churn out money to help this project, how about we leave it to people in the country to actually raise money for it? And wouldn't it be awesome to see, you know, I don't know, name Democrat politician A and Republican politician A, you know, whatever, yelling at each other. But instead of like, I hate you and you suck, it would be, we should be doing more to help. Let's say this Puerto Rico thing, for example. We should be doing more to help the families in Puerto Rico. And the Republicans, I absolutely agree. And like they kick off like it would be like a fundraiser that says I can raise more money than you, and it's like, and that's how you would have your politics argue instead of like bitching and fucking arguing about who's better and why they won't take each other's help. Because like this whole thing with AOC's grandmother's house in Puerto Rico, she wouldn't take the money. There was something like $100,000 raised for like home repairs. That's a lot of money. It'll definitely. I mean, I don't know how much it would do in home repairs, like how badly the house was damaged, but it would definitely be enough to like at least fix some of the major shit. And she said, "No, I won't take it. I won't take I won't take money from conservatives." I'm like, "Lady, they just raised the money to help your fucking family. Why can't it just be like, you know what? I want to thank my Republican counterparts for doing this. This was a huge move. You know, like this
Being
shows we can
generous.
actually help each other out. Yeah, being generous, shake hands, maybe hug because it's her family. They're doing her solid." And they just like they shake hands and then like she goes and does her thing with her family, helps them out. And then like later you see them like they might disagree, but they hang out. I think it'd be hilarious and awesome to see if you went into DC and you go to the bars and the Republicans, the Democrats that like generally hate each other are like drinking. At least the honest ones. The corrupt ones do that anyway. But they probably do like cocaine off of like people's dicks and shit too. I think that would be like an amazing thing to see, and you would not only that, you'd have like the actual people, you'd have like regular Americans that lean left or lean right, contributing to something that's like actually helping something else. But it's almost in a way where like it would be funny if you see Ben Shapiro go up and he's like, I don't know, I'll do a Ben Shapiro impression, but it's like, haha, take that AOC, we raised so much more money than you, get owned, lib, and it's like, you only raised $750,000, we raised $1 million. And that's all going to the people of Puerto Rico. Listen up, gang. The Republicans are great. You just need to know these libs, they can't raise money for shit. And it just like drops them. He does this like Ben Shapiro thing, you know what I mean? I don't do the best Ben Shapiro.
I completely disagree with that statement.
What?
So my favorite thing is knowing that Barack Obama got elected based off of raising money to basically get elected.
What do you mean? Like, so what statement are you disagreeing with?
Oh, about libs can't fucking.
I was saying that would be like Ben Shapiro doing his bit. That wasn't my actual opinion. I was trying to do a Ben Shapiro. But anyway, you know what I'm saying though. Like that would be I think that's where our politics should be. That's where our society should be. We should actually have some skin in the game, and be wanting to help each other, rather than, you voted for Trump. We can't hang out. I'm sorry. We need to see other people, or like. You're a Bernie supporter, or you're a Biden supporter, or you're a, whatever supporter. You're a scumbag. Listen, I voted Jorgensen, and last time I voted Gary Johnson. I hate all of you equally. It doesn't matter to me. Like when it comes to the political class and the identitarians, it's not something I care. It's not something that I really like smile at. It's just like, ugh, this shit again. But that's kind of my bit, but I wanted to get y'all's opinion on that. Is like the way our politics are going now, like the way it's such a tribalistic divide, and it's reverberating into society because, I mean, they'll use any issue as a politicized thing. If you feel one way about it, you're the other, you're the enemy.
It's always got to be something.
It's always got to be something, yeah. So I don't know. I think. It'd be great.
It's never going to be great.
I mean, it could be. I think one day it has a possibility to. It's going to have to undergo like a major metamorphosis. It's not. It's going to be. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. The other way that's been like I was saying, like the other way you radically change a government, because that's the way I was saying is you vote people in over the long haul, over years and decades. You vote people in that actually push your values, and as you have these people in their fucking 80s that are dying off in Congress and in the Senate, which like, I'm not wishing death upon anybody. I think death is a tragedy. Many of the times, I would say most of the times, just to be honest. But their seats are going to get replaced, So besides voting him in, I mean, the only other way is like trying to violently overthrow your government, and it's never really going to go well because there is going to be a loser and a winner, and people are going to die attempting that. I'm not exactly on board with all that shit.
No.
Yeah. But anywho, I don't know if we have any more thoughts on that, because we were getting into that these kind of conversations already at the start of the show, and I was like, God damn, we didn't waste any time. Usually they got to give us like 20 minutes before we start talking hitting the heavy shit.
Doing a spicy episode today.
Spicy, but to go into some less spicy stuff but equally aggravating, the Logan or Jake, whatever fucking Paul versus Mayweather fight. Apparently it was an exhibition fight and they called it in a draw, which I'll give.
So whoever wasted money on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I didn't even waste money on it, and I still feel robbed. I don't know why they keep entertaining this dude. Like,
It's a waste of time.
it was a moneymaker. You saw what they got paid out, right?
I'm sure a lot. That's why they're all happy and said they glad. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it, the fans and whatever speeches they had at the end of the fight.
I mean, for people who are like general boxing enthusiasts, I'm sure they enjoyed it. Because the few bits I've seen of the fight, it wasn't a terrible fight. I mean, was it Jake or Logan Paul? Jake Paul, right? Or was it Logan? It was Logan
yeah.
Paul. Was it Jake?
Yeah. Or was it Jake?
So, I don't know. Whichever Paul douchebag fought Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he went 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. That's not an easy feat.
It's because Mayweather wasn't throwing a real punch. There's 4 rounds where he didn't throw a punch.
Damn. Okay,
He
I didn't
wasn't
see
even
that.
actually
Again, I didn't
trying.
see the whole. I saw bits where like I saw bits. I didn't see the entirety of the fight and all of its lacklusterness. But I heard it wasn't. I heard it wasn't particularly exciting. People were wanting, and I mean, like the thing is, I don't know why Mayweather said he would knock this dude out. I mean, like, yeah, he's making a shitload of money. He made like what 120 million on this fight, and fucking Paul made just shy of $20 million. That was just the exhibition where they called it a tie. And then his brother Logan's like, "Oh my God, my brother just beat Floyd Mayweather." It's like, no, he didn't. He didn't beat Floyd Mayweather. This guy is literally, they're taking the troll to the highest level possible. I admire the hustle because boxing is not easy, but like, holy shit, this is just the biggest troll ever. They're trying to create a superstar out of a joker.
Pretty much. It's all a joke.
It is.
Whenever any of the Paul brothers decide they want to box or whatever.
Well, now they have another dude who's an MMA fighter. They're doing another MMA fighter, and if he doesn't throw, if he throws the fight, I'm done watching these Paul fights. I'm done watching the UFC and like these big boxing groups because, I mean, they're just not legit. So you have bare knuckle fighting now is coming up, and you have Bellator's always been pretty solid. I mean, Bellator's been solid for like almost 10 years at least. I think almost 15 years or something, but. I don't know. I want to see Canelo box Paul and actually kick the fuck out of him. I think that would be a good fight. And like, if Canelo's just like, I'm not here for your prize money. Like, I'm here to beat the shit out of you. And he just shuts up and fucks up either and or both of the Paul brothers. It'd be the same thing if they goaded the Paul brothers into an MMA fight, and just they got wrecked. I think that's what would happen. Is you're gonna see them try to get into MMA. And I'm sure I mean, like, I won't say that they're going to be horrible, I mean, but they're going to go up against someone who's going to absolutely fuck them up, and, yeah, fucking, someone's going to come along and smash the absolute fuck out of these guys. So
They're just trying to find something to do because they don't have a Vine anymore.
Yeah, pretty much.
Trying to keep their
I think
popular.
they do YouTube shit as well, don't they?
Yeah, I'm sure they do. They have that too, but like of course they originated from Vine.
Anyway.
But if they do end up going in MMA, I hope they get their asses kicked.
Yeah.
That'd be entertaining.
Yeah. I just these major combat sport sponsors and fucking groups are doing now. It's not about the actual fighting. It's not about the actual anything. It's just now it's all about money.
Yeah.
I know it's always been about money to an extent, but now it's like all they care about is just money, money, money. It's like, no, people want to watch a fight, bro. People want to see who's gonna actually fucking win. They're tired of this bullshit.
It's not how it is now. They just care about the money.
No. I mean, I hope. You know how I haven't heard of that was a big money maker, but at least for a while he was legit, and like now it's hard to tell because he doesn't come out too often as McGregor. Conor McGregor used to be the biggest shit talker. He was always fighting. He didn't stop until he got the belt, and then he was like, no one could beat him for a while. The same with Ronda Rousey, and now Ronda Rousey's already sold out for the fucking money, which like, yeah, do your thing, like get paid, but Conor was the same way. Like, it's hard to see. It's hard to tell the real ones now because now they know they can just make enough money off of it, especially if they go into boxing because boxing just has like huge fight purses. It's wild. It's fucking.
Well, the real ones are the actual ones who's actually boxed for a long time and doesn't just randomly pop out of nowhere and say, "Hey, I'm gonna box," and start training.
Well, see, that's why I'm a huge Canelo fan. That's because Canelo's, he's stayed getting after it. Like, he started to zone, but he still fights. He still boxes. He's just like, every now and then he's like, I'll take a fight. He's not doing it all the time because he's kind of self-made. He doesn't need to box for the money, but he just boxes to box. I'm sure there's a money component in there somewhere, but whatever. I mean, Mayweather did the exact same thing, but then again, Mayweather went 50 and 0. I mean, 51 and 0 now, I guess, because they called it a tie. He just tainted his record with that stupid non-win. Because he doesn't lose. It was the same thing for the longest time for Deontay Wilder, and then Tyson Fury just came in Tyson Fury was already a gangster before he beat Deontay Wilder, but the first time Deontay Wilder couldn't knock him out, and that was the first time he couldn't knock somebody out. That's why for a long time I was like, Deontay Wilder's just a real motherfucker. And I was like, holy shit. And I'm pretty sure he trained, he was from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where the University of Alabama is, where I lived for 4 years. And I mean, there's a few times I was looking into boxing gyms, and I don't know which one he trained at, but he consistently, I don't know if he had one where he went for his team or whatever, but I never looked it up either. But I mean, he was just a solid boxer, dude. He was a real fucking boxer, and he's got an awesome story. He's got a really humble story. Those are amazing combat sport fucking competitors, and now it's just you don't really get that anymore. It's not the same. I think it's starting to fade away over this past year, but I think it's just because COVID played a part of that, where everything was locked down. They didn't have fights for a while, but the minute Florida was we don't give a fuck anymore, the UFC was we're going to Florida.
Yeah, it's all a joke, I think.
It is. It's all bullshit.
That's why I'm glad I never fully, got into it and know all the boxers or UFC fighters.
Yeah, but you're into WWE shit, right?
Not really. Not anymore.
You thought you used to be. Oh, yeah.
I used to be whenever it was good back in the day, but now it's sucks.
Yeah, but it was always active.
AEW is where it's at.
Yeah, but it was all the same shit. It was all scripted, performance shit. It wasn't.
But it was better. It was entertaining at least, but now it's not.
I like my violence to be real.
Long. I just see clips of it on social media.
I watch a lot of AEW more than WWE now. I mean, I've been watching AEW ever since it started back in 2019 of October 2nd when it first aired.
Yeah.
So I've been keeping up with more AEW things and not WWE.
So, anyways,
Yeah, that was my big sports bit. I ain't got much else.
Well, the Euro 2020 soccer tournament is
Yeah.
going on right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been really watching it, just keeping up with it on my
it
phone.
was like Netherlands or the
Nations.
Denmark player that had a cardiac arrest yesterday.
I think it was Denmark.
Yeah, right in the middle of the match, he collapsed. And he was
Yeah,
gone,
Denmark.
but then he was resurrected.
Yeah, cardiac arrest. He's 29 years old. He's in
God
stable
damn.
condition after he was taken to the hospital after collapsing on the pitch during Denmark's Euro 2020 opener against Finland. He was gone, and we did cardiac resurrection. It was a cardiac arrest. How close?
Well, I'm glad he's okay. He got resurrected and resuscitated. Get some more coffee. Cup number 3, boys. Hey, look.
Never
I need you to
had
judge
more
me.
than one cup in my life.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta put this good creamer in it, though, man. This like chocolate caramel creamer, and you'll want to have more cups of it. And also, I mean, like, if you're like
15
me, and
seconds of your conversation, Neil.
I was saying how with coffee, you got to put like this chocolate caramel creamer in there because it actually makes it taste like fucking chocolate. It tastes like hot chocolate with caffeine.
Yeah, I do like
Basically
a
is
good
what it
creamer.
is.
That makes it better, and it makes
I
me want to
will-
drink more of it.
I will send you the name. I will text you like a picture of what this looks like. The next time you go to the store, check out your coffee creamer and go grab some of this and try a cup of coffee with it. I'm telling you, like, even if you're not a big coffee person, you may
I mean,
be inclined to
I
have
like
more than
coffee.
one cup.
I mean,
Well, no. There's a guy who has coffee in the morning and a guy who likes coffee.
I just don't have it every morning.
Well, if I don't have it every morning, I have some other form of caffeine, but I would prefer coffee is my go-to.
Yeah. Oh,
But
you're not the only one. There's a lot of people out there,
yeah.
and that's okay.
Real quick, going back to the gun thing. Here's my other issue. The people who are making legislation on guns know nothing about guns. Like, why are we like? If you don't know about the topic, you shouldn't speak on it. That's kind of been my stance on life, regardless if you're in politics or not. But fucking, that is just, I don't know. The fact that people are talking about things they don't know jack shit about sort of annoys me. I'm just like, why are you speaking?
Yeah, that is true. That does annoy me as well. Like, if you don't know about it, don't say anything.
Right.
I don't
Like,
want to hear it.
Well, I just think it's silly that these people are making these calls. It's like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about.
They think that they know, but they really don't. That's the funny thing.
No, say funny, I say frustrating and terrifying, really.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like funny, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Frustrating, yes. We'll go with the other F word.
Yeah.
Matt, is there anything
Oh.
interesting happening in the stocks?
No, not really. Everything's kind of mellowing down after it jumped up a lot. You know, it's
Nothing
pretty
about
level.
Bitcoin and Dogecoin and whatnot.
I guess there is new. They're thinking about nothing new from last week, but they're thinking about not considering Bitcoin as a normal capital gain, and they're going to do something different with it.
What would that mean for people that have Bitcoin? Or what does that mean for the Bitcoin's value?
So it's most likely going to go down. It's probably going to go down to probably around 20 to 25,000. It's not going to keep on holding, and it's not going to jump up. That's if it passes.
So they're trying to kill Bitcoin, essentially.
They're wanting to, yeah.
I know.
It's an idea. They're writing a bill right now. We have no idea what's in it yet. So, but based off of what I've heard, is they want to tax it at a higher rate than normal capital gains. So they're going to call it like cryptocurrency.
Right.
Instead. So basically, every time you move it around, you fucking lose a shit ton of money, and the government gets to take it.
Why is the government so scared of Bitcoin?
It's because it's so hard to track. Like
Exactly.
So stocks are they have a lot of reporting with it, whereas cryptocurrency, these companies are supposed to do it, but you can still get cryptocurrency not even through like Coinbase or cryptocurrency.com, whatever they have. You can still get it from different places without, having to report it to the government. So that's their issue, is there's no
They
good
don't have
way.
the control they want.
Exactly. So, and since it's making so much money, it's pissing them off, so they're going to try to kill it.
Yep. See, this is why you can't give the government any more authority over anything. I mean, this is just a perfect example.
With authority, dude. You are supposed to be paying taxes on every single thing that you make in America, and you trying to fucking get around it. You're like, oh, I made a bunch of money. And then people don't report that they made millions of dollars, and then they're like, oh, I don't have to pay taxes on it. That's the shit they're trying to get. And I understand that. That's fucking bullshit. If everybody paid on all this cryptocurrency, we'd probably have less of a debt than we do. It wouldn't be 28 trillion. It'd be more like 21 trillion. And trust me, that's not a lot, but it's still...
Well, it's $7 trillion.
Yeah, to me, that's
That
a
is
lot.
actually, just objectively speaking, that is a fuckload of money.
Absolutely.
If I had $7 trillion, you know how stupid I would act? Dude, do you just know how much of an idiot I would let myself be if I had $7 trillion? I would be stupid. I'd be so dumb. I would buy like a helicopter and a plane, and I'd do the training to fly both, and I would literally like go to Jimmy John's and take my fucking helicopter. Like,
Of course you would.
what I'm saying, yeah, I know, I was just being stupid with that, but it's a fuckload of money, and I get what you're saying, but I still like, I don't know.
I'd be spreading it with my family.
I know that they're
splitting
killing it
with
because
my
they can't
family and my
control it, and
friends.
that's sort of my biggest issue.
If I had that much money, I'd be splitting it with everybody I know. My family, my
I mean,
friends.
I would totally be throwing around like millions or billions of dollars like it ain't shit, but just to my buddies. I would be definitely spreading to the homies, but I would still be doing plenty of stupid shit for myself too. At some point, it's just like, yeah, even if you split with your buddies, you're still left with what? Either just a few less $1 trillion, or you still have a couple $100 billion. Like, okay.
Yeah. Then you could do all that stuff. I guess
I mean,
we'll
if we're
see what
talking about our
happens.
debt, though, I think part of it needs to be we need to stop these big spending packages. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it because I'm trying not to rag on him that he did something stupid, so to say it. So Biden authorized the $6 trillion or $7 trillion spending package. We talked about it last weekend, and a lot of it does have to do with infrastructure, which is fine. But like, holy shit, $7 trillion.
So so the 4.1, they've definitely stopped deciding to negotiate. They've decided to stop negotiating.
What do you mean?
They decided to stop negotiating with Republicans. Period. Democrats have.
Yeah, that's why they want to keep killing the filibuster, so they can just like throat fuck the shit out of.
No, they can't. There's a reconciliation. They can totally pass this next bill without the Republicans.
Well, they only have a certain amount of those they can do.
Yeah, they only have one more, and they're going to
Yeah.
put everything they can in this, but they want passed this year, so that way they can,
Yeah,
do whatever
have
they
their
want.
way. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's the thing is, I still don't think you should. I don't know. You're shitting on the political system because you want power. You're using it to literally subvert the political system so that your power keeps power, or makes it much more difficult for the other party to gain power. It's like, listen, listen, I'm just gonna say no, just no. There's so much wrong with that. And if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. If that doesn't set off a red flag for you, just sets alarms off in your head. You might that person is the most oblivious person when it comes to what's going on in our current government and everything. It's just like, you're an idiot. I'm just gonna say it.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's the whole thing's fucked, man. The whole thing is fucked. I don't know how to fix it. It's an I don't know question, honestly. I think there's a lot of ways that we could try to, like, I don't know if it's going to be a quick fix or if it's going to be you have to fix the government in a death by 1,000 cuts type of way. And you just have to play the long game with it. But I don't know. I mean, I think you see, and I'll still, unless like Republicans put forth, or Democrats, unless either party puts forth a very strong candidate, I'm just like, I'm not about it. I don't care. It's not. You couldn't change my mind that any of these guys isn't just some corporate crony dickhead. Like, I don't care. I don't care much for it. It's just stupid to me. And it's going to be another crappy candidate, probably, or two crappy candidates. It's always going to be, like, for the last several years. Well, first term Obama was pretty solid. I'll give him that. But I mean, I didn't like him when he started making the deals with Iran. And I was like, okay, not a fan of that, because why would you give them money? But I mean, it feels like in the last several elections, it's been the South Park episode of the douche and the turd sandwich. And there's never like a quality candidate that's being put forward. It's like, no, these people are still garbage. And all the politicians that get a lot of attention and a lot of press and a lot of notoriety are the ones that are garbage. It's just, yeah, I don't know why that gets pushed to the forefront, and the people that actually do meaningful things get shunned out.
I
don't know if it's like a media component. Well, they don't, but I feel like it's now you're appealing to a different audience where people actually used to care about the regulations and the legislation and everything going on. It was less of that and more of just, we don't care, we just don't like the other team. So when you say something snarky on your social media, like these snapback, clapback bullshit politicians, where it's, they have to. It's more about one-upping the other team and saying things that sound like snarky and like you don't really care about the actual situation. You just care about getting back at these people that you feel like are the worst thing ever. It's like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
I think we're in some trouble. I think we're in some serious trouble coming up. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think we're in some shit. I don't know how y'all feel about it. Only time will tell, and I'm not hoping for it. But
no, nobody wants
definitely
that.
say it. Yeah, nobody wants.
that.
I don't know. No sane, normal person wants there to be like whatever they call it. If they call it the collapse, or they call it a civil war, or in some places they call it the boogaloo. And I know those like you have all these people, and it's not going to be. I've said it before. It's not going to be like a single. It's not going to be two factions marching at each other in the center of the street and just unloading weapons. It's going to be like, if there's ever a social collapse, it's going to be like several different factions sort of fighting for territory. It's not going to be like just Republicans versus Democrats. It's going to be everyone and their mother's going to have their own team, almost. And it's going to be like very Mad Max Fury Road-ish, or like Walking Dead without the without zombies. So
True. Yeah, well,
So-
let's just hope. I don't know. We just gotta
yeah, I'm
wait
hoping
and
it doesn't
see and
happen.
just live life. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I always say live life, but I always say be prepared. It's just because you're preparing. Like I've always said it, and I'll say it. If you don't have a first aid kit, you have a first aid kit, but you're not actively seeking to get injured, or you have a fire extinguisher, but you're not actively trying to start a fire or anything like that. Like, you don't prepare because you want it to happen. You just prepare for the case that it does happen. You have like first aid kits. You might have Whether you have like gas, you have like gas in a can in case you ever need it, or you have like water or like non-perishable food. You don't get it because you're like expecting the apocalypse and that you want it to happen, but I mean, shit does happen. It's not always some societal collapse. Sometimes it's just environment stuff. Like y'all had that blizzard that lasted a week. So that's a perfect example of a natural disaster that it causes there to be a stoppage of normal everyday life.
Yeah, the outrageous prices of
Oh
what was
yeah.
it, Epcot or whatever.
Epcot.
I forget. Yeah, Epcot or Ecot. Yeah, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I'd say Epcot. I was like, no, not Epcot. That's a place at Disney World.
I thought it was Epcot or something. Or I thought it was Epcot.
I thought it was Epcot.
Just two different ones
Maybe it
that
was.
Disney World or Land and then
Yeah.
the actual
Maybe it is. Maybe it is Epcot. I'm not sure.
power company
But-
or whatever.
I mean, that was stupid though.
Yeah.
That's why I say I always support the idea of like, if you do have, instead of having the power grid and our energy be dependent upon fossil fuels, but we don't want to be like, you know, we're saying things that it's like, oh, we can't do nuclear, or, you know, or fusion. We talk about geothermal, and I can understand the issues with geothermal. So I'm willing to like concede that point.
I don't know. I kept hearing like the shit that happened in February could happen this summer, but
What
I
stuff
hope
in
not.
February?
Like the conserving power or whatever.
Oh yeah.
If they want to like shut down the power again
Yeah.
in like I guess increments.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that idea, but I
I'm
mean,
not
if it's
either.
necessary, I would say yeah, do it. But if you're just doing it because, it's like why?
That's what it sounds like. It
Not
is. There's
that
no
people do it
natural
just
disaster
because.
happening during the summer, anyways, besides thunderstorms.
Yeah.
So like, there's no blizzard or anything.
Yeah.
I just hope that doesn't happen. But I haven't heard
Yeah,
anything
same.
recently, so that's a good thing.
I haven't heard anything at all.
It's just stuff up
Yeah.
in the air, but nothing confirmed, which I'm okay with.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, we look like we're in trouble, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're in some major conflict or war before 2030 or by 2030, and I wouldn't be surprised if that conflict is with an actual like full uniformed military of another nation, i.e. like China or Russia, or probably not Russia, but like Iran or China or North Korea or some shit like that. So
Yeah. Now I got both cats on me.
Nice.
Girls.
yeah. But, well, I don't. I know this was a spicier episode, but
Gotta keep it spicy sometimes.
yeah, you gotta. We haven't had. We've been trying to ease off some of these spicier conversations because, in lieu of lighter-hearted conversations and comments, but oh, speaking of lighter-hearted, nerdy space shit, Jeff Bezos, another billionaire asshole, fucking richest guy on the planet, I'm pretty sure right now, right? He said he's going to, like, he has this thing called, was it Origin Blue or Project Blue or some shit, where he wants to, like, it's another space exploration team. It's the same shit. So, I mean, and now
So
you have
kinda
someone
like
competing with
SpaceX,
yes,
but
yeah, it's like
Amazon.
competing with Big Daddy Elon, Matt's best friend.
Just trying to be like him.
It's Matt's arch nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
But he said he's gonna be. Jeff Bezos like, I'm gonna be on this first space shuttle to Mars. Okay, buddy. Anybody? I just want to be like, you've seen The Martian, right? You're not Matt Damon. You're not gonna survive for a couple years on Mars by yourself.
No. No, not with not without the proper training and supplies and everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he'll go through it. I mean, He has what, like $230 billion or something? He's crazy rich.
Yes.
And now that's after he split it with his ex-wife. Like, that's what's crazy. I don't know. It's just I
Must be
saw
nice
that.
to
And
be
I was like,
rich.
oh, yeah, I was gonna say, it must be nice having just an exorbitant amount of disposable money while like people around you are like fucking poor.
Do something better with that
comparatively.
money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll always be down for space exploration and space research, but
But
if I
NASA,
say, I'm gonna go myself.
not Jeff Bezos.
I don't know. I like the idea of privatizing space exploration and travel. I don't think it should. I mean, listen. I'm always going to be about the free market. So anytime someone says I'm a private company and I want to do this, I'm like, all right, you have the money to do it? Yeah. All right, cool. I don't give a fuck. Do it. Like, if you can pay for that shit, do your thing. It doesn't need to be only the federal government doing it. And I think it creates competition. So people are actually going to be inclined to do this like well. Not just going to be like, oh, let's just send a fucking tin can up into space. Not that they're doing that, but you know what I mean. Like, it shouldn't just be one where it's like, well, we can just send a tin can up into space whenever, and if it's not important to us, we don't ever have to do it. I mean, I think if you let the government handle the government's job, and fucking, if people want, if you have privatized space exploration and research, then, and they can sustain it financially, then let them. There should be no issues. And I think it could be an even better thing because you're going to be looking to create more efficient ways of space travel. How do you traverse through space faster? How do you you know, if you want to create I guess like living conditions on planets, you'd have more than just one spot. Like, yeah, multiple people trying to essentially colonize a planet. You're gonna populate that planet that much faster and create a society and an infrastructure economically and everything. And that's just the way I think it should be done.
I'm sure you're not the only one who thinks that.
Yeah, if the Moore is in the chat, I'm sure he would agree with me at least somewhat.
No, he isn't. There's nobody here yet.
No,
Yeah,
it's not here.
But it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It'll be a good one. But anyway, do we have any more spiciness to talk about, or anything not so spicy to talk about?
Oh, I got nothing for anything else for that.
Yeah.
Well, what else is going on in the world? There's still the conflict in Myanmar, where they're having their like political coup or something. What else?
Where is it at?
Myanmar.
Where's that?
So they had fuck, where's Myanmar? Myanmar's in like. Damn, I don't have a map in front of me. I couldn't tell you. I know the country, but I don't know. I couldn't point it out on a map.
What's the
Probably
country?
bad. Myanmar.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Myanmar. At least I can spell the damn country. Might be able to find it on a map, but I can spell it. Damn it. Means nothing.
As long as it won't affect us or anything, so that's...
Well, it doesn't, but it's just another political coup going on. And the thing is, the reason why I find it fascinating is I think it bears a lot of similarities to what we just went through with the 2020 election.
It's a
Because
country
essentially-
in Southeast Asia.
Yeah. Thank you. It's like, yeah.
Kind of close to
Pretty
India, I
much.
guess.
Huh?
Kind of close to India.
Yeah. So kind of more in the Middle East.
Well, I hope they get there.
Maybe not exactly the Middle East, but in that weird space of the earth between the Middle East and Southeast Asia.
Hmm. Well, I never knew anything about that, but I hope...
Lucio's almost dead.
Matt's playing his game.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's
But-
focused and like he's about to shit. Yeah, I got nothing else, but
Yeah, me too.
Well, I mean, we did a pretty solid 2 hours there?
Hour and
Almost
Almost
an
an
hour
hour
and
and
a half,
almost an hour and a half. Oh, I thought it was 2 hours. Hour and a half. That's fine. We went pretty hot and heavy early off the bat, and once we did that,
that's
it
what we
was-
need to do.
Yeah, usually we're used to building up the flame, and then this was just you just drop the match in a pool of gasoline. Everything went up. So, I got nothing. Like I said, the shout out, it's not sponsored, but the shout out product of the show is definitely Grounds and Hounds coffee, as well as Hershey's International Delight chocolate caramel creamer. So that's what sponsored my morning.
Look at that.
Nice pussy.
That's just now. That's what they're doing right now.
Nap time.
Well, yeah, that's a good sponsor. I got nothing. I got two cats. That's my sponsor.
Yeah, no, they get the shout out too. What are their names?
Josie and Sally. Black and
Shout
white
out
one
to
is
the
Josie.
and
The
Sally.
orange and black one is Sally.
Yeah.
We adopted them.
No.
Adopt is a good thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Should always want to adopt the animals.
Save the animals.
Save the animals. Save the
Especially
puppies.
the
Save
ones
the
that get
kittens.
get taken to the shelter. Taken to the shelter from being found on the street or abandoned.
Yeah. I would always say that an adopted, like a rescued dog or cat, knows. I think they have to know they're being rescued to a home. I mean, maybe I don't know if they view it as being rescued, but they get a new family, and they get So like to them, usually, most animals are very receptive to that. That's why like dogs are so much. They just seem so much happier when they're leaving a shelter with a family. I don't know how cats are, but I'm sure cats are pretty excited as well.
Yeah,
So-
you just gotta give them their space and let them explore.
Yeah.
Now, if you have two different ones that didn't come in the same litter and they're 2 months old, you have to keep them separated for a few days, just to prevent them from getting each other like kennel cough
Sick.
or anything sick like.
Sick.
Yeah,
Sick.
that's
Just sick
fair.
in general. And that's what we had to do. But once they came out of the room and stuff, whenever they could, and now they're playing like there's no tomorrow.
As you
and
saw today, yes, they've been playing like that ever since they've seen each other.
That was cute. It was funny. Like one of them went to jump up on your bed, and the other one like jumped up and grabbed him and just like pulled him down. I was like, "Not today, bitch." I just,
Yep, they do that.
Yep. It remind me of did you ever see like the videos of like pandas fighting or like play fighting at the zoos? Because pandas are stupid. Pandas are really dumb, but they're fucking adorable, and they're funny because they're funny because they're stupid and cute. Like that's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
It's
Your
true.
cats made me think of that.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. All right.
All right, let's do the
Sounds
outro then.
good.
If we're done here,
Enjoy
let's call it a day.
Yes.
Enjoy y'all's day.
Yep. Look for us on Twitch. Maybe not me because mine's fucking never working for me.
Did you
but
get
if you do,
cut off this time?
yeah, like 20 minutes ish. So like 20 minutes is the magic number for me. Otherwise, I'm fucked.
All right.
So,
I'll be posting this on my YouTube. As
Same
well.
yep. Lord of the Reams and Just in Time for TV on YouTube.com, as well as Twitch. I am Donut0819993. You can find me on YouTube. Just look at my name. I put it out there. It's Neil Rickoff.
And follow us on our Discord, Thunderdome Podcast community page.
Yep. Check out the
will post it on my
Discord. Check out
channel
all the
right now.
things. So be sure to check out all the wherever we're at, and then
Also, our links will be on my YouTube channel as well,
yep.
for our Twitch channels.
Yep. And if you ever go to any of my videos, most of them in the description. I know I've put all of our Twitch handles, our Discord name, our other YouTube. I shouted y'all out in my descriptions for your YouTube channel so people can look it up. Just all of that. So if you need to find us, and if you find one of us, you can find all of us. So
Oh,
anyway,
that's gone.
well, yeah, Matt is out. Wow. He didn't
Okay,
even wait. He's just
everybody.
like, we're done here.
Thank you very much for tuning in for today's podcast, Thunderdome Podcast number 21. And you guys have a good rest of your day, evening, morning. And Matt
Night.
says as well, enjoy your evening, night, day, morning, because he just left.
Yep.
And we will see y'all later.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.